All right, this your brother Issachar coming at you with another lesson. First off, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakak Wadash. Double honor to the apostles of the great millstones I learned this truth from. Honors to the elders and brothers out there pushing this word through the four corners of the earth within truth and sincerity. And shalom to the Aqua that's listening and learning. Today's video is going to be entitled OnlyFans is the most profitable company in America. All right. It's going to be entitled OnlyFans is the most profitable company in America. Now I got aspires to do this lesson because of this video that I'm getting ready to show you all. And as you can see, with the caption, it says America is cooked. And that is true. Everything about this place is done for. All right. Because this place is just way out of whack. It's way out of whack. But within this video, you're going to hear this guy right here speak. And he's going to say how OnlyFans is making more money and becoming more profitable than companies like Walmart, Disney, Nvidia, so forth and so on. All right. And he's going to explain how OnlyFans is destroying a lot of people. All right. He's going to explain how pretty much pornography is getting to the point where people don't even want to engage in real life connections anymore. They would rather sit back on the phone or on their laptop, their tablet, whatever the case may be, and look at these females on these screens. The majority, not the majority of men, but a lot of men, all right? They would rather do that instead of going out and getting a real woman. Then the females that's actually putting out the content, they're saying that they're dead inside. You're gonna hear him say that. You know, this one chick was like, she feels dead inside whenever she gets ready to get intimate with somebody because she's doing it all the time. You know what I'm saying? She's doing it all the time. She's literally trying to put out content so she can get money. She's hooking up with all of these different partners, you know, and you already know how that goes. You know, you can't just set up the camera and then be like, okay, let's go for it. And then after that, that's it. You already know. You're like, oh, no, that's one take. All right, hold on. Let's get this angle. That's two. That's take two. So forth and so on. All right. And it got to the point where she just like, look, she don't feel alive anymore. The disconnection between human beings is disappearing because of pornography, man. And the majority of these people know this, but they would rather stick with this. And Esau is going to continue to push this wickedness. That's why you have certain things like AI, AI is taking over. They got websites where you can build your own AI girl. You can get married to her and everything, all kind of wild shit. You know, you got people out here getting dolls. The robots are becoming a thing now. They getting married to robots because the robots are realistic. And it's getting out of hand, man. It's getting out of hand. But before I, begin speaking even more, I'm going to go ahead and play this video. Then we're going to grab a few scriptures, man. So let's go ahead and get into it.
This is now the backbone of the American economy. And this is the guy who runs it. And it's not good. OnlyFans is by far the most profitable company in America. The company generates $156 million per employee. Compare that with all these other companies that we think of as powerhouses like Nvidia, the chip maker, or Alphabet, Google, Walt Disney, Walmart. Not even close. And so just think about the implications. What happens to society when we have an economy built off of getting normal people to do and consume adult content? Well, first we get mass loneliness where men are dropping thousands of dollars on OnlyFans to just feel some kind of human connection with women. And on the other side, the girls are getting their soul sucked out of them. This particular creator says that she feels dead inside, doesn't feel any attraction to men anymore. Yeah, men and women don't want to have actual intimacy anymore. Look at the numbers. Only 37% of adults are having sex weekly or more compared to 55% in 1990. In fact, the lack of social connection is more deadly than smoking 15 cigarettes a day, or drinking, or not working out, being obese, and much, much worse than air pollution. And just to top it all off, the number one donor of AIPAC is the CEO of OnlyFans. Okay, Leonid Radvinsky, the billionaire owner of OnlyFans, according to internal documents, he and his wife pledged $11 million to AIPAC, the most of anyone listed.
I mean, is Iran a bigger threat or is OnlyFans?
That is a great question, Tucker. Let me know what you think.
Yeah, man.
This
Yeah,
is
hold on.
how
Let me go to
men
this part one more
decide
time.
doesn't feel any attraction to men anymore. Yeah, men and women don't want to have actual intimacy anymore. Look at the numbers. Only 37% of adults are having sex weekly or more compared to 55% in 1990. In fact, the lack of social connection is more deadly than smoking 15 cigarettes a day, or drinking, or not working out, being obese, and much, much worse than air pollution.
Yeah. This is how dangerous this website is. All right. And this is just OnlyFans. All right. Of course, there's many more websites out there that's taking over, but it's the main one that's getting in people's heads right now. All right. You got all these simps out here that's spending all of this damn money on clips, videos, whatever it is. All right. I know people that I work with right now, and they just be admitting it. They be like, yeah, man, I'll be at work. And, you know, I work the night shift. I'll be bored. The next thing you know, shit, they be like, man, I see it's a sale going on. And I'll go ahead and be like, okay, well, it's a sale going on. So I go ahead and buy her content this week. But next week it might not be there. So I'm going to leave her alone, unsubscribe and this and that. And then once you get the sale back in, and I'll be like, okay, well, I'll go ahead and subscribe back again. And this is to like 3 to 4 different accounts. All right. A lot of them will literally just be like, you know what? I just want to look at these videos instead of going out and getting a real woman, man. You see, it says lacking social connection is way up, man. Way up. This is worse. Like he said, it's smoking up to 15 cigarettes a day, which you shouldn't be doing that shit anyway. Drinking 6 alcoholic drinks daily. And we always say you should drink in moderation. All right. It's nothing wrong with having a drink, but you shouldn't be drinking a lot. All right. You got to be sober minded and be able to think clearly. Physical inactivity, obesity, air pollution is this OnlyFans is worse than all of these, man. All of it. People don't even want to connect with humans anymore because all they can in their spare time, all they just have to do is just go in their little private room and look at the screen. And the thing is, it's really stupid. It's really stupid, man. Because the thing is, when you looking at that shit, you're imagining as if that's you. Then in the back of your mind, you're like, damn, I wish I could, touch her, do this to her, do that to her. But you're dumbing yourself down to the point where you don't even want to do that in real life. It lowers your confidence. And that's why a lot of simps are being created. Because they don't have the balls to go out there and actually talk to a woman, man. Which is sad. They're afraid of women. And then these females taking advantage of it. And then they got the nerve to say that they dead on the inside because they see what they're doing to the men out there. Then when they finally get with a man or whatever, they realize that they're probably one of the customers. And then they can't even get the satisfaction they want because of people like her or like them. And this is another reason why this place gotta go, man. It gotta go. This is Revelation chapter 17, verse 1. And it says that there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials and talked with me, saying unto me, come hither, and I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. All right, the great whore is America, with whom the kings of the earth had committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. One of the things that definitely this whole world was drunk off of is pornography, man. To the point where literally you got countries outside of the U.S. following suit, being just like this place. Even you go over to the Middle East, a lot of them are starting to do it, and they have strict rules over there, man. But this freedom that America presents to the world is attractive to everybody else. So they just like, you know what? I want to be a part of that too. And look, everybody is being drunk with what's going on with the ways of Babylon. Literally, everybody has these phones in their pockets, these mini computers, and they can access all of this adult content whenever they want, man. Whenever they want. You know what I'm saying? Back when I was growing up, it wasn't that easy. That's why you saw him say in the charts, all right, back in 1990, he was like, you know, human connection was about 55%, which is still low. And the reason it was 55% is because of television. All right, you had the cable shows. Everybody know what it was. You know, you go on HBO, Showtime, Cinemax. They had all that shit going on, man. Then you had these music videos, you know, the late night music videos. Y'all don't know what it was back in the day, man. BET, Uncut and all of that. Nelly with the tip drill videos. You know what I'm saying? So those type of things literally numb people to society. All right, because this place is over sexualized. It really is. Verse 3, it says, so he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet colored beast full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. America has definitely birthed all kinds of harlots, man, all kind of whores. America is a great whore. And everything that's being done in this country, like I said, is making everybody else want to be a part of it. It's flashy, it's freedom, quote unquote. It looks good. It gives them some type of thrill and excitement. They want to be a part of it, but they don't realize that it's destroying the earth, man. Let's get Sirach chapter 10. We're going to start at verse 1. It says, a wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. We have a wicked ruler. So everybody that's underneath this wicked ruler is going to be exactly like him. Just like what you saw within this video. He said, this dude right here.
It's not good. Only
Hold on, Salakia. This dude, exactly. You see the spirit got it to the point he was pointing right at him. This dude right here, small hat. They the ones that rule the earth. They're the wicked one. And look what they're producing. He making all of this money. You heard at the end of the video, him and his wife is balling off of this. The sex workers. They making all kind of money. They was getting ready to shut it down at first. What was that, like 2-3 years ago? They was like, nah, we getting ready to get rid of all of the adult content or whatever and everything like that. Y'all can't be doing this. And then all the females got upset. All the females started bringing out their content for free. Like, well, here, get it now while you can, and so forth and so on. They was wondering how they was going to make money. And that only lasted for like, what, a week or two? Then after that, they went right back on it, man. They not stupid. He like, look, I'm about to make all kind of money off of these people. And and it's crazy, man. But yeah, this wicked ruler are producing wicked people. And that's what it is, man, because there's no instruction, there's no guidance, there's no order, there's no anything here, man. They tell you to be yourself, do whatever you want to do. If you want to be a content creator that produces adult content, there's nothing wrong with that. You got parents out here that realize that their daughters are getting ran through on a daily basis, but as soon as they see how much money she bringing in, they won't say shit. Like that caption said in the video, America is cooked. Verse 3, it says, an unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. All right. We have an unwise king, all right, which is Esau, and he is destroying the people. He's destroying the people with all of his philosophies, his religions, these distractions, this content, this GMO produced food, this air pollution, this water pollution, so forth and so on. He's destroying the people. He's destroying the earth, which is written what in Revelation 11:18. He's destroying the earth. But this is what's promised right here by the Lord. Verse 4 says, the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable. And that's going to be Yahushua. And it's going to happen in due time. We super close. And we can't wait because we getting tired of this, man. Like I said, people can't even be humans around people. You literally have people that go on social media and they say that they need it so then they can actually find their personality. They need help finding their personality. They got to go through all of these different videos. They got to set up their Facebook, their Instagram, TikTok, whatever. Put themselves out there by doing all of these short videos or whatever, just so people can comment back and say this about them, so forth and so on. And that's their way of finding themselves, man. It's sad. It's sad. These people have no chance at all. Let's get First Esdras. Hold on, let me go back up. Let me get First Esdras chapter 4, because it's like we just heard in the video, these dudes out here spending thousands of dollars on them. This is First Esdras chapter 4, verse 26. It says, yeah, many there be that have run out of their wits for women and become servants for their sakes. Many also have perished, have erred, and sinned for women. These simps out here have done the most. There's literally a dude out there, I forget what it was. He was Esau, at least that's what he looked like. All right, and y'all might know the story, how he kept sending this one content creator, I don't know what her name was, but he kept sending her about maybe $5,000 a month, man. Hopping into DMs and telling her how beautiful she is, so forth and so on. And then he finally got a chance to meet her in real life. And he thought he was going to be in there. But she rejected him, man. Rejected him. Dude was spending a whole salary on this one woman just so she can reject him in like 2 seconds. And he was salty to the fullest, I believe, man, if I remember that story correctly. But this is what's going on. Because a lot of y'all don't want to actually man up and go holler at a female. A lot of y'all confidence is down because, first of all, you don't even go to the gym. That's one of the first things, or it's the first thing that you should always try to do as a man. Get yourself in shape, man. Get your confidence up. Get your testosterone up. A lot of y'all don't feel good about yourself. When you get behind closed doors, you probably don't even last that long. All right. And not to get, personal or anything like that, but that's just what it is, man. A lot of y'all probably afraid to even be with them because y'all not taking care of yourself and y'all not actually going out there and interacting with what's going on. So what they'll do, they'll find a way out so then they can still feel good about themselves without having to feel the guilt or hear it from somebody else. So read it again. It says, yeah, many there be that have run out of their wits for women and become servants for their sakes. Many also have perished, have erred, and sinned for women. This is exactly what it is right here, man. Simps. Not manning up, not doing what you're supposed to do. The scriptures told us, the Most High told us to gird up your loins like a man and answer thou me. That's what he said. These scriptures teach you to be a real man, all right? Let's get Ecclesiastes. Hold on, let me go back here. We're going to get Ecclesiastes. Make sure I spell it right. All right, we're going to get Ecclesiastes chapter 7. Then we're going to go to verse 25. And it says, I apply mine heart to know and to search and to seek out wisdom and the reason of things and to know the wickedness of folly, even of foolishness and madness. And I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands as bands. Whoso pleases the Most High shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. All right. This is when they come out with this content, that's a snare and a trap, man. That's snares and nets right there. Cause they already know all they got to do is just get in front of the camera. They don't even have to be with anybody in the video. They can literally just get in front of the video or get in front of the camera. I mean, strip down. And then after that, put it online and all kind of dudes run up and like, oh, look at that. And they already know they gonna get them. They're gonna make all kind of money off of them, man. All kinds of money. Then, of course, this goes deeper because you already know how the wickedness of a woman is. All right. She'll catch all kind of men in wild situations, man. But this is one of them. And that's why it says, and I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets. All right. That's what it is. You got to be safe and careful out here. You got to be thinking clearly. But like I said, a lot of people don't want to step up and actually be up on that. Let's get an example real quick. Let's get Susanna. We're going to get Susanna. Then we're going to go chapter 1. Then we're going to start at verse 7. Okay, so yeah, this is the story of Susanna. She was a woman of the Lord, right? And within this story, there were two elders who had a perverted mind, all right? They had a perverted mind, and they pretty much was watching her while she was bathing and everything, even though she was married. And they pretty much got to the point where they was like, look, you know what? Let's just read it. We're going to start at verse 7. Yeah, let's start at verse 7. It says, now when the people departed away at noon, Susanna went into her husband's garden to walk. And the two elders saw her going in every day and walking, so that their lust was inflamed toward her. And they perverted their own mind and turned away their eyes, that they may not look unto heaven, nor remember just judgments. All right. So here it is. There was two elders looking at her. She was beautiful, and their eyes wasn't, their lust was inflamed toward her. All right. They was over here lusting after her, even though she was married. And that's why Yahushua said, to not even look upon a woman, because your heart is already going to commit adultery right there and then. You thinking about getting with her right there and then. You're not going to be thinking clearly because of the beauty of a woman. Verse 10, it says, and albeit they both were wounded with her love, yet durst not one show another his grief. For they were ashamed to declare their lust, that they desired to have to do with her. Yet they watched diligently from day to day to see her. All right, here it is. They knew that she was married, and they were ashamed to even be doing that, but they still did it anyway. And one said to the other, let us now go home, for it is dinner time. So when they were gone out, they departed the one from the other, and turning back again, they came to the same place. And after that, they had asked one another the cause. They acknowledged their lust. Then appointed they a time both together, when they might find her alone. Here they go, plotting. And it fell out, as they watched a fit time, she went in as before with two maids only, and she was desirous to wash herself in the garden, for it was hot. And there was nobody there save the two elders that had hid themselves and watched her, snuck in, all right, just so they can look at her bathe. Then said she to her maids, bring me oil and washing balls, and shut the garden doors, that I may wash me. And they did as she bade them, and shut the garden doors, and went out themselves at private doors to fetch the things that she had commanded them. But they saw not the elders, because they were hid. Now when the maids were gone forth, the two elders rose up and ran unto her, saying, behold, the garden doors are shut, that no man can see us, and we are in love with thee. Therefore consent unto us and lie with us. Here it is. They snuck into this garden. They already was watching her bathe, and then they pretty much came out was like, look, we trying to hit that. We want to get with you, and it's gonna have to be both of us. All right. They was over here plotting, doing the most, just like you seeing today with these content creators. If thou would not, we will bear witness against thee that a young man was with thee, and therefore thou didst send away thy maids from thee. All right, they was going to bear false witness and say that she committed adultery. Then Susanna sighed and said, I am straitened on every side, for if I do this thing, it is death unto me. And if I do it not, I cannot escape your hands. It is better for me to fall into your hands and not to do it than to sin in the sight of the Lord. All right, so you can read the rest of it for yourself, but this is the part right here. It is better for me to fall into your hands and not to do it than to sin in the sight of the Lord. You always got to do what's right in the eyes of the Lord. All right. She was like, look, I'm not about to do that. She feared the Lord, as we all should be doing all the time. But the main point of this story is the two elders. They saw her, and they got to the point where their minds were perverted. And they were watching her bathe and doing all of these different things and whatever, to the point where they wasn't even thinking clearly. They just went up in there and was like, yeah, it's two of us. She ain't gonna be able to do none of two of us. She gonna have to do it. And then if she don't do it, we gonna bear false witness against her. We gonna win this case. That's how they were thinking. But when you read the story, Daniel came out and pretty much helped the whole situation. She cried, Susanna cried unto the Lord, and then the Most High put the spirit upon Daniel to come out and help the situation. And then they found the two elders guilty for what they did. All right. And then she got out of it. But as you can see within this story, though, like it said right here, where is it? In verse 9, it says, and they perverted their own mind. They perverted their own mind because they were inflamed to the way that she looked. The same thing that's going on today in this day and age, but it's worse. All right. It's worse. A lot of these dudes out here are literally looking at these videos. They're getting inflamed. They're having that perverted mind, looking at all of these videos, over here lusting and doing the most for these women. And then some of them actually try to get with these women just like they did, but it always fails. All right. Just like that example I told you about earlier. And this is a great example right here of what it is to have a perverted mind. You got to get to the point where you're not even thinking about that. That's why we be like, man, don't even look at that shit, man. Stay away from it. Stay away from it. We're going to get one last scripture and close it out. We're going to get 1 John. We're going to get 1 John chapter 2. Then we go to verse 15. And as you can see, it says, do not love the world. Verse 15, it says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. All right. If you're not following Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, the lust that you have, the spirit that's upon you is going to overtake you and it's going to get you destroyed. That's why it says in verse 17, and the world passeth away and the lust thereof. Everything that you love in this world and everything that you want to be a part of is going to pass away, including you. But he that doeth the will of the Most High abideth forever. Plain. There you go. So you follow the ways of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, and that'll get you far, literally. It'll keep you afloat. It'll keep you clear-minded. You won't have to worry about things like this, man. But, you know, just like he said in the video, though, this is destroying human connection. And you can tell, man, you try to talk to a lot of people, man, they are out of it. They are just out of it, man. You know, and of course, there's a lot that goes with this situation. You know, there's a lot of dudes out there that try to get with these women, but these women reject them. These women reject them for whatever reason, and they get tired of it and everything like that. So they trying to find a way out, but that's not the way out, man. You got to do better. You got to do better. You just got to wait. And then, you know what I'm saying? And then a woman will come your way. It is what it is. But once again, like the captions say, America is cooked. It's done for, man. It is done for. It's a damn shame that a adult content site, Salakia, is more profitable than Walmart, Disney, Nvidia, all of that. That's crazy. But like they say, sex sells, man, and that's exactly what's getting the majority of these people. All right. But like we always say, just stay away from it. Just stay away from it. Pray to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. It's not a hard thing for the Most High to set you up with a woman, man. It's not a hard thing at all. Stay away from this content. It's not, as you can see, it's not good for anybody. It's not good for anybody. It's destroying the creator and the person that's watching. All right. So keep praying to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai to become stronger and gird up your loins like a man. So I hope this is edifying. So with that, I'm gonna say, call Halayim Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai Bahasham Rachaa Kwadash. Double honor to the apostles of the great millstones I learned this truth from. Honors to the elders and brothers out there pushing this word through the four corners of the earth. within truth and sincerity. And shalom to the Aqua that's listening and learning. And Yahweh Ratazad, I'll be back with another lesson. Keep pushing, Yasharala. Keep pushing. We almost out of here. Shalom.